Heh.
Hello, YouTube land. We're here to continue, but not finish.
This is the second last sitting for sure. There's only 2 areas left in this game, but they are fairly lengthy parts.
This game has a pretty decent length.
Yeah, for Metroidvania, like, this game is, like, on your first playthrough, like, easily 10-15 hours.
It seems longer because it's been cut up into 40 years. It's been 50 years. Alright, that's not the thing. I think it's 60 years from at the end of the Titanic. It's been 60 years. Anyway, let me throw this priceless gem overseas because I'm mad that my BF from 60 years ago isn't here. Okay. Whammon moment. Am I right, folks? Yes! Thank you. I know. That is how you all talk.
It's kind of funny, but I've never watched Titanic.
I've never seen it either.
Really?
I really like James Cameron, but I've never... I don't know. You know the stupid thing is? The reason I've never watched it is because you know how it ends.
Yeah.
Well, like, it's a love story on the Titanic, and the Titanic sinks, and everyone in the entire world knows that Jack, the guy, dies, and I don't know the woman's name. Kate? I think it's Kate. Survives.
Isn't it Rose?
Oh no, you're right, it's Rose.
How do I know that?
How do you know that? Is Kate the name of the person? I don't know. It doesn't matter, but yeah, you do know that, yes. I mean, for literally, 20 years, it was the all-time best box office movie until James Cameron broke his own record with the wonderfully mid Avatar, which, name one thing about it besides the fact that it was in 3D.
Name one thing about Avatar 2. That movie came out, made $1.5 billion, and no one ever talks about it or even references it.
I bet
literally zero cultural impact.
I bet it made 2/3 of its money in India alone.
I guess so. But Avatar is like the weirdest franchise in terms of like both movies being like in the top 15 highest grossing things ever, top 10. But no one cares about it. Except for when Avatar 3 is going to come out, it's going to make $1 billion, and then one day later people are going to be like, huh?
Yeah, it's really weird. Highest grossing films. Avatar is still number 1. I thought Avengers Endgame beat it.
I think it did briefly, or it did when they re-released it, and then James just re-released it again.
Dude, okay, 2 things. Avatar 2 is 3rd all time. Okay? But, so it's Avatar, then Avengers Endgame, then Avatar 2, then Titanic. And then the 5th movie... What? It's a movie that came out this year that I've never heard of. It's called Ni Za 2. It's a Chinese animated movie that has made $2.2 billion.
Well, there are 1.5 billion people in China, so it's actually surprising that they don't have most of the spots in the box office.
Well, it's just like how, remember for the longest time, PewDiePie was the most subscribed YouTuber, and then the entire country of India subscribed to, I forget, what's that channel called?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know. It's some music platform.
And, like, just literally every single person in the country of India who had a smartphone, which at this point is essentially everyone, subscribed to it. Oh, man, what's it called? I guess it's Mr. Beast now. T-Series. I never would have got that. Dude, Coco Melon is 3rd. My God. And SET India
Parents will do
is 4th.
Parents will do anything other than parent their own child.
That's true.
No.
Wow. There is a channel called Vlad and Nikki. It's Russian kids, 12, 10, 5, and 3 years old. And they have 141 million subscribers, and all they really do is unboxing and kids stuff. That's insanity. 141
so insane!
Million. Well, PewDiePie's not even top, he's 10th now.
Oof. He fell off.
It's over. I mean, he would literally never have to make anything else in his life. And he has generational wealth, so I'm not too worried about it.
He definitely seems like that the guy that didn't turn into the next Mr. Beast and just kept like milking the algorithm as much as possible.
Yeah.
He's just like, okay, I'll just chill out now.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it. But yeah, back to the original point, Avatar 2 is the 3rd highest grossing movie of all time, at least as of now. I don't know if that random Chinese movie is going to beat all of them, but that's pretty crazy. I saw Avatar, not in theaters. I watched it once, I don't know, maybe 5, 7 years ago. And I was like, wow, this is pretty boring. And that was my thoughts on it. That was literally it. I understand seeing it in theaters and the IMAX and the 3D would probably be something.
Yeah, I bet back in, 2009 when Avatar 1 came out, it was probably pretty impressive. In terms of being basically just a tech demo for a movie. I don't know why 2 got so popular though.
Yeah, it's just amazing that one of the greatest filmmakers of all time spent the last third of his career doing just Avatar when he could have been making good stuff. And he did like executive producers and stuff on like the slop Terminator ones.
Well,
but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, he doesn't care at all.
It was probably like, hey, can we make Terminator again? And he was like, show me the money. And then they did, and he was like, yep. He was like, you should get Arnold Schwarzenegger to be in it. And then you should get Sarah Connor to be in it, but make sure it seems like she doesn't care at all. And you should retell Terminator 1 again. And they were like, the studio heads were like, I see. They were Meowth from Pokemon Channel.
Soft reboots were the style at the time.
And then they went, And then when James Cameron signed off, they said, well, there you have it. So essentially, James Cameron was Psyduck talking to Meowth, and James Cameron just kept going, Psy, duck. And then the studio heads went,
I see.
I see. Can we just do another Pokemon Channel playthrough, please?
It really is just like the best spinoff. Everyone like talks crap about that game, where I'm just like, why are you taking this stupid game
seriously?
Where you watch TV with a Pikachu seriously?
Yeah. Like I could.
It's funny.
Okay, I could understand if like, say you got it for Christmas that year, and it was like the only game you got. Okay, I could see being like.
I remember getting that. I think it was for either a birthday or Christmas. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
How can Pokemon fans buy up Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield by the millions and go, oh, where's more? And then there's Pokemon Channel and they're like, no! this is the worst! That's it. I'm going fishing. No, that's it. I'm playing Pokemon Channel. But you can't say the 3 most hated words by the YouTube bots. Pichu and Pichu. Oh no! We're banned. You can't even show 1 second of Pichu and Pichu, the anime, or else you will get DMCA'd.
And it's so stupid because they're never going to re-release it ever. And they're not going to like monetize it by their own hands. It's like, why are they so hardcore about this stupid thing?
Alright, what's more hardcore? The DMCA's on... Well, this guy has like literally no...
Oh, we already beat him. This is basically just a fight where you beat up a guy who's dying.
Okay. So what's the more hardcore DMCA? Playing 1 second of Pichu and Pichu, or playing 1 second of the song Hotel California. Do you remember that?
It's like on the same level.
Do you remember that one? Like, literally, we put up all those Guitar Hero and Rock Band ones, and sometimes they're like... Do you remember how sometimes they were like, this video can't be seen in Russia and Belarus, and we're like, okay, I don't care. But whenever we tried to put up Hotel California, it was like, do not! It is blocked! You cannot even upload this! And it was always Hotel California. And obviously the Beatles, but that's to be understood. But there was even, like, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, and it was like, this video can't be monetized, and we were like, I don't care. But then Hotel California was like, don't even put this up. You playing guitars, plastic guitars, and talking over this song is too much.
Yeah, I wish
if the Eagles don't get their 4 cents from this,
the other hardcore company that, to the point where we couldn't even upload, like, any part of the LP was Beatles.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't even do that.
Couldn't even try. Couldn't even be like... I honestly don't know how, like, there's channels that have playthroughs of the songs. I have no idea how they do it.
I have no idea. I mean, when we got copyright claim, it was, like, blocked worldwide. And maybe they just have, like, exceptions where it's like, okay, this is the one we'll monetize, and we're just gonna block all the other ones, I guess.
I mean, they,
because copyright claims, you can just, like, let the video up, but then just take all the ad revenue. Which I'm sure, like, pretty much all the Guitar Hero Rock Band ones are like that.
Yeah, from what I understand. But they wouldn't even let it go up for a single second. Like, you upload it and they're immediately, like, blocked, can't even go up online, and it's like, wow. How do people put up, like, concerts and stuff like that? Like... Well, as we all know, YouTube and general online fairness when it comes to fair use is, well, very fair. I mean, we all know that at this point.
It's great.
I like when people put up, like, they put up a video and, like, the first 10 seconds is, like, the definition of fair use. Like, they show what the definition is, and I'm like, dude, that's not going to help you at all. Like,
yeah, they don't care. I mean, it's all just...
It's a bot.
It's literally just a bot.
No bot is going to be like, I see.
I see.
Let me stop being a bot now. Like, nah. I would be a Pokemon fan if they had more, like, Pokemon Channel type games.
Yeah, spin-offs have really died in favor
really
of free-to-play, like, microtransactions.
They really have, because they had, for the Switch, they had, one Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, right? And they had Pokken, but there's no more Pokemon Ranger. Even on the DS with, like, Pokemon Conquest, like, that was a cool idea where it's like a spin-off, whatever. 3DS even, they had Pokemon Art Academy. I mean, I don't know if you count that as a Pokemon game. DS, they had Pokemon Dash, Pokemon Trozy, or Troze. That's just like a puzzle game. I kind of miss that stuff, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because now it's just like, here's your half-made, poorly optimized, standard open-world Pokemon game every 18 months. Eat it up.
And it's like they still do spin-offs, but it's like Pokemon Unite, which is like a free-to-play MOBA clone with microtransactions. Like, no thank you.
I'm going to say something that's going to be pretty hardcore, and you're going to have to forgive me. Free-to-play mobile games are not video games. There, I said it. I don't consider them to even be video games.
Yeah, they're usually just like Skinner boxes to make people addicted to them to sell microtransactions forever.
It would be like if you were like, if I was naming all the Mario games, all the mainline Mario games, and you were like, you forgot Mario Run, right? The mobile one? It's called Super Mario Run.
But even that one is like more...
I'd be like, that's not a video game.
That one's more legitimate of a video game because why everyone was like mad about it, I guess, was like instead of it being free to play, it was like free to try, and then you bought the game with no microtransactions for like $10. But because people are like, the thing about mobile games is that like the amount of people that actually spend money is just such an astronomically small minority, but the people that do spend money are like insane about it.
The whales, yeah.
But, like, when you have 99% of people being like, $10 from Mario Run, I'm not doing that. And then it underperformed because they didn't do the predatory microtransaction garbage.
So that was one case of Nintendo actually being kind of cool.
When they first started mobile games, it was a lot better than it is now.
Yeah. It just sucks that, like, because companies wouldn't do it that way if it didn't make them money, you know? They wouldn't... If they didn't have the stats to back up the fact that doing it free to play and then having microtransactions didn't make them so much more money, then they would just charge like $10.
They obviously... There's a reason why there's so much of it from every company forever. And that's why, like, even, like, Activision makes, like, Call of Duty Warzone, which is, like, a free-to-play version of Call of Duty, and they still make annualized Call of Duty every year.
Right.
It's because it makes money, it's a different market
segment. I want to meet a whale. Like, just someone, like, in real life, they're like, hey, how you doing? And they're like, I spent $40,000 on Genshin Impact. I would just have a lot of questions for them. I would, like, try not to judge, but I would be like, why? Like, they exist clearly. I mean, my goodness, they do. I've seen stories of, like, marriages and relationships that have, like, broken because somebody literally cannot stop spending money on free-to-play games. You know what I mean? I mean, look at literally Darkside Phil. He literally cannot help himself.
Yeah, I bet it's mostly people like that where it's, like, not well-off people that are, like, addicted to it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason that rich people are rich. They don't really spend their money.
Yeah, like, rich people are usually, like, the cheapest people ever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name him, but one of our reoccurring customers throughout the years, his initials are SG, is one of the cheapest people ever.
And I mean, I don't know. There's famous stories of like you know of the baseball player Derek Jeter, right? From the Yankees. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Anyway, no. So he played on the Yankees for like 20 years, and he's like essentially a billionaire now. He's partial owner, or he was partial owner of the Miami Marlins, and that tells you all you need to know. Anyway, there's so many stories of him being out about for like dinner and stuff, and he'll like tip literally $0 and stuff like that. Or he'll
That's Spencer's idol.
I know. I love it. I went to the our local baseball team, the Lancaster Barnstormers. I went there yesterday, and me and Ferris got food. And when we paid it, it offered a tip thing, and I did not tip. I don't see the point of tipping when I'm going up to get the food. In fact, the way they have it set up at the Barnstormers, it's almost like cafeteria style. They have the food there, you pick up what you want, and you go and you pay for it. So, like, what am I tipping for? The fact...
What am I fighting for? What am I tipping for?
The fact that they were like, oh, your total's... And they were very nice. Your total's $30 or whatever, and it's like, am I tipping for that? When will it end? No, literally, when will it end?
Tipping is, like, the most American culture ever. It's because of stupid institutions of, like, people that get paid with tips, we can legally pay them, like, a couple bucks an hour, and it's like, well, if they technically don't make their, like, minimum wage through tips, then we reimburse them. But it's like, who thought of that system? Of being like, okay, if you're a waiter, you get paid $3 an hour and the rest is tips. It's like, what?
Listen.
So I honestly feel, like, obviously being a waiter isn't, like, a super, like, career job. Like, you can't, like, make a living off of that. But, like...
Unless you're at a really high-end restaurant.
Yeah. But I bet, like, if you're a waiter at a high-end restaurant, you probably had, like, actual formal education for it, which costs money.
Yes, you're also the best of the best. Like, a high-end restaurant where every plate is $200-$300 isn't going to hire some random person. Yeah. They're going to hire the best waiter that knows everything, knows exactly when to check on you, all that stuff.
It's like, sure, they get more money, but they definitely paid for that.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? There's a lot of stuff on social media like Twitter and Reddit and stuff where people will just they'll you know, it's usually waitresses or waiters saying it. They're like, if you can't afford to tip, don't go out to eat. So you know what I say to them? Okay. And then I just don't go out to eat.
Yeah, it's not exactly the same because there's no tipping, but McDonald's like recently announced like a huge revenue loss, and it's like, I wonder why. Looks at $15 like quarter pounder meal, and it's like, I wonder why.
Yeah, for slop that you're just like, I want this done real quick. Come on, let's go. I got places to be. Like we came back from Pittsburgh the other night, and it was like midnight, and we're like, man, I can't make it home. I'm so hungry. And we got McDonald's, and it was pretty awful. And it was, but although it was pretty quick for being like midnight or whatever, but it's like, that's not the kind of thing I want to pay like $30 for, you know what I mean? For me and Ash. So it's like, yeah, I can definitely see why. But I think a lot of people are kind of going that route that I go, where like you have all these waitresses and stuff online and bartenders and whatever, and being like, if you can't tip, don't eat out. And our family is just like, okay, it's pretty expensive to eat out anyway, so that's fine. We just won't. And then the waitresses are like, no, you can't do the thing that I said to do. And we're like, it's okay. I'm Chud Jack, just saying that nothing ever happens. AKA, I do want to make it clear. I do, when we go out to eat at a restaurant, which isn't often because Julian is a year old and crazy, but when we do, I do tip. And when we do get delivery, which is not often, I do tip. I don't want to make it seem like I literally make people drive out in the rain and the snow and then go, hey, kid. Like, that's not the case. I just opt to pick up the food and to make food at home instead. So, I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, and
I just opt... You know how they say a lot of times the best way to win is to not even play the game? That's what I'm doing. I'm not even playing the game. When there's all these fights about tipping, non-tipping, I'm like, I'll pick up my own food, thank you. I'm good.
It just sucks because I also feel bad for like the actual waiters because they're just like, they have to because they're in this system where they get paid nothing.
Also true. I get it. And there's certain places, like if you work at diners where there's a bunch of old people, like they think they're being, because older people just literally don't know how expensive everything is, so they think that giving you like a $2 tip is like them being very generous. And I don't think a lot of the time it's them being like nefarious or anything. They're like, oh, $2, that's gotta help a lot, you know? Like, what's rent nowadays? $350 or something? That's getting them towards rent. And it's like, yeah, well,
I think old people will accept it if they're like really senile. I could see it, but like they live in this world. They have to pay like bills. They have to pay like electricity and stuff. It's like there's no way that they're that oblivious. I think they just use like I'm old to justify them being crappy.
I could definitely see it.